So guys, Daredevil Born Again episode 3. Once again, another really strong episode in my opinion, and I'm really liking the direction where this show is going. It's very well paced, and I'm really liking where we're at in terms of the characters, and obviously this is just the beginning. We're gonna get so many more episodes, and a lot is gonna develop and progress. But so far, like I said, it's very well paced. I like how everything's leading up to something and how like all these stories eventually tie into one another, which obviously we will talk about in this episode. Now, obviously, nothing much happened in terms of the Daredevil aspects of things in this episode, and it will take us a little bit longer for us to get that. Probably by the end of next episode, I would say Matt becomes Daredevil again. But one thing that we did really get to see was Matt Murdock being a lawyer and this whole law side with Hector's trial, and I did really like it, and I just enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, Matt's a very cold lawyer. It was nice seeing Matt back as a lawyer as well, and seeing him in this trial was something I did really enjoy watching. We did also have like a mini side story with Fisk, not too much with Fisk in this episode, but still, we do get to see how these stories tie into one another, as Fisk's story does pretty much eventually link to the trial in some way. And obviously, that ending, we do need to talk about it as well. Now, obviously, guys, since this is a review and breakdown, I will be going over some spoilers. So, for those who haven't seen the episode, you have been warned. So, this episode starts off with Matt Murdock visiting Hector Alaya in his cell. And we have Hector pretty much talking about Puerto Rico. And he mentions a lot of really nice things about it. He talks about like the beaches, the sunset, and just everything he likes. And Matt reassures Hector that he's going to see that beach again. Which, yeah, spoiler alert, but obviously because of the ending of the episode, we see that that is not going to be the case. Matt couldn't keep his promise because something bad happens to Hector as soon as he gets out of prison. Now, we do have this really nice and short scene between Officer Powell and Matt in the bathroom, and although Matt knows who it is through his radar sense, he acts like he can't tell. He's like, oh, okay, it's Officer Powell. Now, obviously, he is all bruised up because of the beating Matt gave him in the previous episode. But yeah, this confrontation was nice. It was good to see how Matt was able to get the upper hand over Powell through his obvious knowledge of the law. Now we do find out that Nikki, who is of course the eyewitness and like the victim at the same time, is a local drug dealer and a police informant who apparently did something to upset Officer Powell and of course his partner. Now, Matt does want him to take the stand, as he, after all, is the only witness in this situation. And we do actually see that one of the officers at the back has a Punisher tattoo. This is the second one that we've seen so far. And towards the end of the episode, or in fact, at the end of the episode, we do see like this Punisher bulletproof vest, and someone's wearing it. Now, people did think that this was Frank Castle, the Punisher, but this actually has nothing to do with Frank Castle himself, but rather these are just corrupt cops using the Punisher symbol as a way to pretty much justify what they're doing. Like, they're going above the law, and the rogue cops, the dirty cops, and the Punisher logo is there to justify that, in which with the arrival of Frank Castle, we will eventually see how this story plays out. Now, obviously, Frank is not going to be very happy about this. He's not going to like it at all. And I cannot wait to see Matt Murdock and Frank Castle team up together once again and deal with this dirty cop stuff. Because yes, Punisher is going to give them all hell. Now, Matt wants Nikki Torres to take the stand as he is the only witness. And I did really like the times we saw Matt use his radar sense in the courtroom itself. So he either used it to like calm his client down, and he did that towards the start of the episode. He listens to conversations, like for example from the dirty cops, and also in this case with Torres, he listens to his heartbeat, and he just uses his radar sense and like acts accordingly to it. And this was something I did really like. But obviously in this case, he just listens to his heartbeat. The obvious is there when he realizes that yes, he is not going to tell the truth. And we did have Officer Powell trying to interfere with this case as well. Like, he's trying to stop Torres from testifying, but pretty much already that he didn't need to. Like Nikki Torres was already like too scared, and he pretty much lies about the involvement, saying that he wasn't there, he didn't see anything, and that does obviously put Matt and like the good side in some hot water. But yeah, they head back to the office, which is Murdoch and McDuffie, and Matt pretty much talks to Cherry and Kirsten about this, and you know, these are pretty much like the Foggies and the Karens that we're going to get this season. I know it was said that we're gonna get Foggy and Karen back for season 2. I don't know if it's a series regular, like a one-time episode or something like that, but these are like the main side characters for this season. It's going to be Cherry and Kirsten, and they're pretty much filling up the same role. They haven't added much to the overall story yet, but like I do like the fact that we are seeing them more on screen. Just adds to their character development, so that was something I did like. Now, Matt does something that he shouldn't have done, but he knew that it was the only card he could play. But he puts Hector on the stand and he gets him to pretty much confess that he is the White Tiger. Like he pulls out the White Tiger mask, saying this wasn't the first time you helped out someone, wasn't it? And he reveals his identity to the whole world. This was a card he had to play because it was necessary, because at the moment they were losing the case. The case was going to be lost, and Matt had to play this card, so he did reveal his identity, and it turns out like it's working in his favor, because Matt now talks about like all the good he's done while he's got an amulet on his neck that makes him more powerful. Why is he gonna go out of his way and just randomly beat up cops? It doesn't make sense. Like he's done all of this to pretty much save people's lives. He puts his life on the line multiple times. Why is he just gonna go rogue all of a sudden? So this does actually help Hector's case a lot, and Matt did actually pull out a very strong card over here, despite, yes, it's not really his secret to tell. Now, during this trial also, Matt did also give a small name drop. Like, you might not make much out of it, but it is a slight Easter egg at the same time. It was when Matt was giving out like a bunch of different files, and he was talking about like the good things the White Tiger has done for the people of New York, and he was like listing the cops that's done it, and he mentions that of Officer Morales, which of course could be a slight nod to Miles Morales' father, Officer Morales. So I thought that was a pretty interesting thing that they've added on as well. But Matt pretty much wins the case. Like Hector, he's cleared of all charges, he's free, he can go free. But this is where we have like the story with Fisk transitioning into the main story as well. So we have Wilson Fisk, he's watching the TV, he sees the news, he sees that like Matt prevailed, and he does not like this because Fisk despises vigilantes, and he doesn't like the fact that, you know, a criminal's going loose, he's gonna wear a mask and he's gonna do the same thing over and over again. And Fisk does not like that. He wants everything to be cleared, and he's saying like a criminal like him should not be walking free, and justice is going to prevail. And justice is going to prevail in the sense that it's obviously Fisk's knowledge of justice more so the actual law of justice itself. But yeah, he pretty much gets like a voice recording from the news, like he's speaking to the news and he's speaking to the public, and he does pretty much say like, yes, like an alleged cop killer is now free to roam the streets. This is unacceptable, and I'm going to fix this. Fisk pretty much does make that promise. But yeah, the case is won, and Matt is pretty much with his girlfriend. He's cooking for her at night, and they're having a good time. There isn't really much to really comment on this scene. But yeah, this episode ends with pretty much Hector Alaya going against Matt's advice. Matt does make it clear that he shouldn't be the White Tiger anymore. Like that's fully done. And Hector kept saying like towards like the middle of the episode, he's like, no, you don't understand, this means everything to me. It's like it's calling to me. I'm not choosing to do this. It's like I'm born for this. Matt does relate to this in a way because of course of his Daredevil side, but over here like he completely goes against Matt's wishes. We see him suiting up as the White Tiger and he's going around to the public. And it's supposed to be a good moment because it's meant to be like an empowering moment. Okay, I'm free. I'm going to do what I love doing again, which is to help the people. But a hooded figure comes out and pretty much just shoots him. Just shoots him cold. He's dead on the floor. Obvious setup. But yeah, Isla is pretty much shot now. Is he dead? I don't know. I'm gonna assume so he's dead because there isn't really any way you can pretty much survive from something like that. But this is the world of Marvel, so you never know. But I think he's pretty much dead at this point. So you only introduce the White Tiger for like 2 or 3 episodes, and that's all we get of him. Which, fair enough. But yeah, we do have this, hooded figure like walking towards the camera, and we do see that they are wearing a Punisher logo spray paint like bulletproof vest as well, just like Frank Castle. Now, obviously, this is not Frank Castle. We already knows this is going to be one of those corrupt cops, like using the Punisher symbol to like go injustice. Like I did say this earlier on in the video, anyways. But these are going to be like the dirty cops that both Frank Castle and Matt Murdock will be teaming up to deal with, and I cannot wait to see where this goes because when we see Frank Castle arrive, all hell is gonna break out loose on them, and I just cannot wait to see where this is all gonna go. But yeah, this episode, it was very well paced. Like I do like overall how the story is slowly developing. It's not really rushed. It doesn't feel rushed to me, and there's still more to grow, and I do really like the development of the story, like I said as well. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please give a like and subscribe. Be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought about this episode. I'm interested to see all of your thoughts towards all of it as well. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video.